in a lot of cases, you will remove the cap of the adjusting of the top part of the telescope, and it should have, or it might have, a flat surface. In this case, that is not. There's a little bump in the center, so we're not going to use that as a flat surface. I'm going to put the cap back like so, and then we'll have a flat surface on top of that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this piece from the flat part of the rifle and put it on top of the scope like that. And now you can simply adjust the scope until you see the bubble center again, like that. And now you know that the telescope is parallel to the barrel of the weapon. So next thing we're going to do is put the caps of the telescope mount back on. We're going to put all the screws into it. Let's fast forward this bit a quick bit. Alright, so now that I've entered all the screws of the mount caps, now there's a couple of important steps to keep in mind while adjusting this. So firstly, as you tighten these things, you might notice that the telescope or the level might change. So first of all, you need to know the torque specs of the specific telescope mount that you have, or for the specific rifle. That should be available with your telescope, or you can look that up. But the torque specs is quite important. I do not have a small torque wrench here today, so we're going to do this by feel of hand. Another important part to remember is to cross tighten this. So in other words, over there and then over here, and then back over there and over here. Just crisscross tightening, and to make sure that it is tightened level so that the one side is not more down than the other side, and that the gaps on both sides are fairly equal. So we're going to just slightly tighten them until they are all against the bottom of the mount, like so. And repeating over here as well. Remembering that the crisscross pattern is very important as well. And while you're tightening, keep an eye on your bubble to see that it stays center. So now it is fairly tight, and you'll be able to not move the telescope anymore like so. It will stay in the middle.